I'm Savvy Mike, and this is Savvy Reviews. And well, this is my official review of Masters of the Universe, the remake of the movie that came out a long time ago, based off the cartoon that came out a really long time ago. And if you don't know what Masters of the Universe is, I can try to educate. I'm not a Masters of the Universe stan or anything. But you know, He-Man, there's a sword, he has the power, Skeletor is a dickhead, he has friends like Teela, Man-at-Arms, he has a tiger cat, he got Evil Lyn, he also has a sister that really doesn't get mentioned in this. But yeah, He-Man, that's what this is in a lot of ways. To start off with the good, because I did find this fairly enjoyable in the sense it didn't blow my socks off for anything. It wasn't peak cinema or nothing of that nature, but it did have some heart to it. It did have some nice, comedic timing, I guess, in certain sense. Like certain moments were pretty funny. It didn't feel too goofy to me like I thought it would. I thought it would be just a joke fest the whole time, and at certain points it was, but at certain points it wasn't. Like at certain points it actually did try to take the moment that what was happening serious. It felt more Guardians of the Galaxy than it did Thor Ragnarok, and that's not a bad thing at all. It didn't reach that peak level of emotion like Guardians of the Galaxy would, but it's a nice start, I guess. It's not a bad movie. I would like to think this is one of those movies that would play on TNT and you wouldn't mind like keeping it on. You just do something else. You just, like, have it on in the background. That's what Masters of the Universe is. Like when any of the action stuff happens, you're probably paying attention because it is some pretty fun action stuff. Anytime Skeletor is on the screen, you're probably paying attention because Jared Leto does an amazing job playing Skeletor. I'm not gonna lie. This was peak Skeletor. It was some good Skeletor. I like Skeletor, and I think Jared Leto did a great job playing the character, the villainous evil character that he truly is. And I think Nicholas, the guy who played He-Man, I think he did a really awesome job. I think my thing is, I like my He-Man when he's like not He-Man until I have the power. And unfortunately, it just felt like I was watching this goofy bulk guy when he wasn't He-Man. Like he was tumbling, he was clumsy, but he still looked like he was ripped underneath. Like he still looked like Chris Hemsworth is Thor. Like it wasn't no difference really. They tried to, like, when he turns into He-Man, they make it seem like his muscles is growing. It was like, no, that's the same dude, same frame and everything. It was like, there's no difference here. Like I like my He-Man when he turns into the fucking Hulk. That's what I like about my He-Man. And in this one we didn't get that, but I didn't mind what they did with Nicholas Galatine as He-Man. And outside of that, I didn't mind what they did with Idris Elba as Man-at-Arms. I didn't mind what they did with Teela as well. Like I said, fairly enjoyable movie. I think the problem with this is, one, it's too long. Two, I get the HR Earth stuff. Like, you do want to have a moment where He-Man is on Earth, I guess, because he had to get sent to Earth, kind of like Superman in a sense. And so I get it. I get why the Earth stuff is there, right? But they could have done something a bit better, I guess. I think I would have more preferred this Adam. I get life is life, and in order to eat, you gotta have a job, so you need money. So he has to work somewhere. But it'd been cooler if he had found something else to do. And while he was doing that, it was kind of linking to his journey of finding the sword. Like that would have made more sense and would have been executed a bit better, other than, let's make him work for this HR company and have this weird moment with the HR boss. And it's just like, okay, this seems a bit forced. It seems like we're forcing this because at some point, he has to be He-Man. He has to live on Eternia. He can't really care too much about this Earth shit. And that's the thing, is just like, why even keep a job if at some point you're gonna I have the power and leave? Like, what's the point? Like, find something else to do that can keep you fed, but also keep you on your journey and looking for this sword that you had lost. That would have made more sense to me. Instead, they did what they did, And so it just does, in a sense, bog the movie down, but not that much. Like, he was on Earth for about 10, 15 minutes. I'd say he'd be on Earth for 5 if we're going to do that HR shit. Now, if we're going to do something interesting with him on Earth, like, it's a lot there that could have been done, to be honest. I'm surprised no writer really thought about this thoroughly and just went, no, let's have him work in an office. Let's have He-Man work in an office building. Like, that's what it came. That's how it came off. Instead of like actually giving him something to do that leads to him finding the sword and leads to these other moments. Instead, you know, we just goofed around on Earth, and it is what it is. But I would have preferred something different there. And yeah, I would have definitely shaved about 20, maybe 25 minutes off of this movie. You know, just found certain scenes and moments where it's just like, okay, we don't have to really stay here for too long. We don't have to do this for too long. We could find a way to condense this into a nice little hour 50, 2-hour movie. Because it's the first one. You don't want to drag the audience down on the first movie. Like, you want to set it up well and nicely. I think all the extra like stuff just around all the setup could have been trimmed off to give you this nice cohesive boom bam pow type of film, and it would have still worked in a sense, because the I guess the tone was what it was supposed to be. Because I'll be honest with you, if this movie it took itself too seriously with a fucking talking cat and the nigga going, I have the power, come on. and skeleton is a villain that does this weird maniacal laugh, it wouldn't have worked. It just wouldn't have worked. So I like what they did as far as the balance and the tone. Like, you gotta keep this goofy in a sense, but still make it a fun movie to watch and just have it feel as epic as you can in these first moments. If I'm anybody, what I would do is go watch the Kevin Smith Masters of the Universe he did on Netflix. I believe it's called Masters of the Universe Revelation and Revolution. That's some good shit, honestly. I just restarted it when I got back home after watching this, and I'm like, yeah, this is He-Man, and that's TV PG, and look, it works. Mark Hamill is Skeletor. Come on, look, that is some peak He-Man right there. Revelation and Revolution, peak. This has the foundation that it could turn into that, but you know, it at some point has to take itself a bit more serious than it is for it to get there. But yeah, He-Man's story is kind of like hard. Like, it's a lot of lore there. It's a lot to build on from here. Skeletor isn't the only powerful evil villain in this universe and world. So it's like it's a lot of other villains you could introduce for He-Man to fight. I just think, I don't know, to be honest. I think this was serviceably fine. I wouldn't change the tone. You don't have to Christopher Nolan Masters of the Universe, but find a bit more heart. It was heart there for sure, but find a bit more, Maybe if James Gunn wasn't so busy directing, because that's what Travis Knight was going for here. He was trying to make a James Gunn movie. You could tell. It was clear as day. He's like, I'm going to James Gunn-ify Masters of the Universe. And this time, I wouldn't say the gun jammed, but, it hit a flesh wound. It didn't really hit its mark. So maybe next time hit the mark. But I like Travis Knight as a director. Like, the film was shot well. The action scenes were really well done. And I do like Man at Arms story. I like what he did with Idris Elba in this. Like, in the beginning, he was this badass, but he stopped being a badass and became a drunk because he didn't want his daughter to have to look up to a failure. I fucked with that. I thought it was all done really well. Like I said, we just trim off the fat. I think you got a really good movie. But unfortunately, we got the fat, so it's pretty enjoyable. Other than that, give it a fire. 3 out of 5 saps from me. It's fresh, not rotten. I had a good time. I think people will have a good time watching this. It is a bit long, but it's a lot of colors on the screen. It's a lot of things happening to keep you entertained. There's never a moment where I feel bored, but it is like moments where I do feel like, all right, we're dragging this. Come on, he has the power. Let's get it. It is moments like that, but other than that, serviceably enjoyable. Had fun watching this. Would I like go out to watch it again or rewatch it? No. But if somebody else went, hey, I didn't see that Masters of the Universe movie. I love He-Man. Should watch that. You want to watch that with me? I wouldn't say no. I'd be like, put it on. I'm just gonna be on my phone for the stupid parts, but you can put it on. I'm not mad at that choice. That's how. Yeah. Let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, Savvy Mike in this Savvy Reviews. Peace.